That's not right. Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge. That's football. How are we all doing this Monday night football? Looking forward to this one. Wolves against Man City. And reason I'm looking forward to it is quite simply this. Man City, Liverpool have got 6 points. Man City, are they going to be many people's favourites for this Premier League title? Are they going to get off to a good start? And I think that's the main thing, isn't it? What's going to happen here? Adama Traore, Neves, Moutinho, Markel as the midfield 4 for... and Podence, Daniel Podence, Jimenez and Neto. So, yeah, they're almost playing with Traore as a wing-back, really, aren't they, Wolves? Says Cody Bolly, Marcel, Moutinho, Neves, Traore, Podence, Neto, and Jimenez as the front 3 players. Ederson and Gall. Villa have won 1-0 with a goal from Konza, by the way, if you weren't aware. Aki, Stones, Carl Walker, and... Ow! I've just kicked a bloody chair under the table. I've got no socks on. Bloody hell. Rodri and Fernandinho. I thought Fernandinho was leaving. Well done. He's still here. Rodri and Fernandinho. Foden, De Bruyne and Sterling. And I would imagine Jesus up front. Yeah. Who's the guy that... I'm thinking out loud here. Let's have a look. Anyway, you're all welcome. What's the lad who they've bought from Porto, the striker? Oh, someone's gonna... I don't know why I go looking. I don't know why I go looking, because you lot can just tell me. Who's the lad they've bought from Porto? And Man City are playing in a horrific kit, by the way. And also, it's going to be very interesting to see what Nathan Ake's all about, because playing in a team that gets relegated to playing in a team that's now considered to be better. Fabio Silva. Is he on the bench? I can't even see if he's playing for them. Can anybody tell me where Fabio Silva is then? Because I can't see him. Or has he got one of them names that isn't pronounced as what it is? He's on the bench. What's he called on the bench then? Suarez Silva. Soares Silva. I don't know. They all have these names that aren't their names, aren't they? That's the problem. Anyway, we kick off. Be interesting from Manchester United fan perspective, as I was talking about on the United stand, to see if they actually do, if City start slowly. Fancy Premier League team is doing shit, mate. Absolutely crap. I've got Traore, Cody and Patricio, so I need a clean sheet and a Traore goal, which I don't think is going to happen. So yeah, I've not. Everyone's saying his name's Fabio Silva, but the only players that are on their bench are Suarez Silva, Makeda Ferreira, Ruddy, Vinagre, Dendoncker, Kilman and Burr. So I don't know which player that is who they've bought in. On the City bench, they've got Stefan, Torres, Mahrez, Otamendi, Delap, Doyle and Banabi. So again, I mean, City's bench doesn't look that good either. I mean, it could be a difficult night for City. I'm going to say City to win this 2-0. Spurs fan, Goldbridge fan and optimistic collab, says Matt Hayes, Tottenham blog. I'll do something with you when we play Tottenham. And if we go into another national lockdown, the only positive will be watching your daily FIFA career streams. Hope Premier League is null and void to save United blushes, says Andrew C. And hi Mark, when do people who sent their videos in find out if they've been picked for the channel, says Ryan Curley. It's going to be a long time, Ryan. I did say thank you to everybody who sent them in, because we literally cannot reply to everybody unless we did a copy and paste thing, and I hate that. I don't want to just say, oh, thanks for your video, it's great, and you'll know it's copy and paste. So it's going to take a while because we had so many, and we've not been through half of them yet. So, oh, Sterling, penalty. Goal kick. Given a goal kick. Cody's looking at Sterling saying maybe he should have got booked, but that's a dive. He should get a yellow card for that. Sterling should get a yellow card for that. That's a joke. He should get a yellow card for that. Vitino, says Jermaine. I thought it was a penalty. Do you think the lack of fitness and pre-season preparation affects some of the teams in the Premier League? I think everyone has been dodgy first 2 games. How does Sterling not get a booking for that? I mean, look, you know, we've had dodgy handballs this weekend, and then Raheem Sterling in the first 2 minutes does the most obvious dive you'll ever see, and it's like, play on. Where is it to deter them from doing that? He'll do the next thing in the next 5 minutes, because if you're not going to punish them, they're going to keep diving. Shocking. I even thought it was a penalty. I thought it was a penalty. Is absolutely simulation, that is. Mark, you're going to get FIFA 21 career mode, complete overhaul, new features. Still thinks Pro Evo has the upper hand with the cutscenes, says AOJ Gaming. Yes, I will. And Blue says, do you think the lack of fitness and pre-season preparation affects some of the teams in the Premier League? I think everyone has been dodgy first 2 games. Mate, I think United looked crap at the weekend, and some of it was down to our football, but a lot of it was down to our fitness. But then again, Man City have started off quite lively, and they're in the same boat. Dave Jr., hi Mark, thoughts on United going in all in for the sensational David Brooks? I'm not even going to reply to that, mate, because it's just ridiculous. We won't sign Brooks. So no Jota at Wolves anymore. They've sold him to Liverpool, as we know. Neto. Good player, Jota. I think he will be a loss to Wolves. Avanash makes a good point. He says, Tellez or Chilwell, who would you pick? Well, it's interesting because Chelsea were looking at Tellez, but I think for the price, Chilwell's cost 50 million and Tellez is going to cost 20. I mean, I think Tellez is better anyone. 61 points on FPL, says NBA. Good. I'll do well to get 50, I think. I've had a really bad week. In fact, Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez started off really well, and it's just gone downhill from there. Mark, the boldest issue is the off-field issues. They screw up a team, says Chris Grathwell. Thoughts on Peacock TV, says Danny G. I don't want to sound rude, but I've never heard of it. And thoughts on Maling Sarr, French left-footed, quick and powerful, good centre-back, says Abs. He plays for Chelsea now. I've not seen anything about him. Blazing Charizard has got 92 points. I'm jealous. Have you seen Social Dilemma on Netflix? No, Ryan Curley. Give me a summary of what it's all about. In fact, we are really struggling at the moment, me and the wife. Not in a bedroom, but we are struggling in the bedroom actually, because that's where we watch telly. Netflix. We had a great run. We've had a great run. Here's Aki. He's not on a great run. We had a great run on Netflix all the way through lockdown and up until last week. We've done The Sinner, The Fall. Some really good British dramas. I can't remember what they were called though. We're struggling. We can't find a new series to get into. And that's always very disappointing. Mark, be completely honest. Will we have the craziest final week of the transfer window for United, or forget about it? Please be truthful and honest, says Andrews. I will be truthful and honest. I can't tell you. I think we'll sign Sancho. I've always been in that group, so it'll be a crazy end to the window, won't it? But I can't guarantee anything. City are dominating the play here, winning a lot of the second balls, and they've started off very, very quick, City. Documentary about the damaging effects of social media, says Ryan Curley. Okay, might be worth a look at that. Fall is very good. I enjoyed it, Lucas Davies. Well, there's a sub here for Wolves, which is not great early on. Vinagre is going to come on. And it's Marcel coming off. I've seen Afterlife, Hansel off. Would suggest The Boys on Amazon. Very dark humour, says Paddy Cakes. Chris, I tell you what I'm watching at the moment. What I tend to do is the wife gets up a lot earlier than me because we sort of you don't need to know, but I stay up a little bit later basically, and we'll watch something together on Netflix or something. Then she goes to sleep, and then I'll tend to be watching like the Amazon All or Nothing. And at the moment, because I won't put it on till 11, I'll fall asleep if I try and watch the whole film. So last week I watched all of the Dark Knight series, and I started Inception last night. I've not watched it for years. It's very good. I do like Inception. If you don't get it, you're a bit thick. Watch Vikings, Mark, if you haven't. Amazing show, says Willie O. Yeah, I did start the Vikings, and then I stopped watching it. Opinions on what Rio Ferdinand said about Ollie? About Woodward, says AAO JJ Gaming. Well, I agree with it. Mark, do you think Frank Lampard will be a long-term coach for Chelsea? Says Dave Jr. I think he's got to. I think he will be. They've got to win. They've got to keep winning. I know they didn't win against Liverpool, but what Lampard can't afford to do is lose to a West Ham or someone like that, because then they've not improved, have they? Martinez saved penalty on Villa debut, 20 million. Says Big. He's a good goalkeeper, that Martinez. I thought he looked good for Arsenal when he came in for Leno. Hi Mark, what's your opinion on hashtag United? They're currently losing 1-0, says Ryan Willow. City on the attack here, and that's a foul. I don't really have an opinion. I think it's an interesting story what they've done, but I don't have a negative opinion if that's what people are looking for. I think it's an interesting story. Yeah, I don't. What league are they in? Be very interesting if they start getting into the national, and then maybe League 3. Be interesting. League 2. Jesus has looked good, says Sean Mullen. Well, they've got a good free kick opportunity here with De Bruyne. Edge of the box. Well, I say edge of the box. Probably about 30 yards out. Left-hand side. He's going to curl this. Did you see Rodriguez goal against West Brom, says Kyle Barrett FC? Yeah, Everton FC. Yes. I love Rodriguez. I just want Everton to keep winning, to be honest, until they play United. I want them to do well. I've always quite liked Everton. De Bruyne's free kick. Patricio palms it away. I think it moved around a bit, and he just had to palm it away. City are dominating this game at the moment. Wolves just cannot get out their half, and it's not surprising that City are dominating the play, but Here's Podence down the right-hand side. It's interesting that Adama Traore is basically playing as a right wing-back. Think we could see Van der Beek instead of Matic tomorrow. Do we really need a defensive midfielder against Luton, or are they decent? Says, I want to know, Jermaine Defoe. Well, Luton are in the Championship, so, you know, they're not going to be terrible, and they've stayed in there from last year. Get high with the wifey and watch a nature documentary. Mind equals blown, says Christopher Williams. Vanak, I haven't spoken to my guy. It's not always as easy as getting them to speak to me, you know. It's not like, oh, it's Goldbridge, I'll have to answer the phone. It's not that sort of a relationship. I think people think my guy's like waiting for me to call him up. I haven't spoken to him in a while. Mark, if you were offered a significant career move like Troops from AFTV, would you move on from United Stand, or will you stay and become a stalwart of the channel, says Andrew C. I've had offers. Of course I've had offers. Come on. I mean, look at me. Of course I've had offers. But no, I love what I'm doing. I'd never had any more aspirations than this. I love what I do. So, no, I wouldn't. I can't really say what I've been offered and stuff, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing. Hey Mark, what do you think is too much to pay for Sancho? I don't think 108 million is too much to pay. I've never have felt it was too much to pay. I mean, you know, I don't even know the one thing I would say is it doesn't matter whether you're a United fan, it doesn't matter whether you're a Chelsea fan or whatever. There is no COVID discount. I think this transfer window has proven that there is no COVID discount. I think the COVID discount has come in the fact that some teams are willing to take instalments. When you look at Jota to Liverpool, 35 million, and it's been paid in instalments, but it will get paid. You know, is Traore. Adama Traore, little dink. Oh, crap. Absolute crap. You know, Harry Maguire cost £80 million last summer. Wan-Bissaka cost £50 million. If Harry Maguire is £80 million, then Jadon Sancho is £200 million. So £108 million is about right for Jadon Sancho. So I've never had a problem with that fee. Will it be a shock if Man United lose to Luton? I suppose. Well, yeah. Of course it would. It would be a banter shock. Yeah, definitely. Would I be shocked if we did lose? Luton have played 4 games this season already. Play the pass, you greedy get. That should have gone to Neto there. Greedy. I hate selfish players like that who don't play people in. Wolves having a bit of possession here in the final third for the first time in this game. If we get 20 million for Smalling and 30 million for Lingard, all they need is 58 million for Sancho, says Jordan M. I have 57 points on Fantasy Premier League. I'm not doing great. What about you, says Big Josh. I haven't even got 50. I think I've got 48. Benfica got 100 plus for Felix. Yeah, Jadon is 100 million. 100%, says JJ Okocha. City on the break here with De Bruyne. Mark, have you seen the film Whiplash? I've only given 4 movies in my life a 10, and this is one. No, I haven't. When is Fall Guys back, says Tony. Oh yeah, that does need to come back actually, you're right. I think there's a new season of it coming out soon. I haven't watched Dark on Netflix, Hazy. It's meant to be very good. I tried to watch Money Heist, you know, and I gave up. I don't like the subtitles. Do you find it a bit odd that Poch has not taken another job? And do you think, you know... Oh, Jimenez is in on the right-hand side here. And he's fucked that up. Mendy all clear. Do you think United have a pre-agreement with him? Also watch Power on Netflix, says Luke Valentine. I started watching Power and I stopped watching it. Narcos is brilliant. I watched that, Jack. It's very good. So Wolves having a little bit more of the ball here. Getting a bit confident after a shaky start. Mark, watch Sunset Sellers on Netflix, says Kendall. I don't think I'd watch Umbrella Academy. Mindhunter's very good, Roberto. I've seen it yet. Jordan Such. Hello, Jordan. He says, hi, Mark. Do you think we are waiting till the last few days of the transfer window to get Sarr, and the reason we're still in talks with Dortmund is so it makes it look like we want Sancho when we have no intention? Maybe. You know, maybe. You just don't know with this club, do you? Danny Aitkins is looking for some suggestions. I've seen Breaking Bad, Joaquin. Yeah. Basically, Call of Duty I've seen. Basically, what I want is something like The Sinner, Mindhunter, The Fall. Something like that, you know. Detective thriller series, something like that, you know. Here's De Bruyne down the right-hand side. That is a stone wall penalty. That's one of the most idiotic tackles I've ever seen in my bloody life. What an absolute prat. I despair at these sort of defenders. Just De Bruyne to make it 1-0 then. Of course, I've got Patricio in goal, so gone. And I've also got Cody. So, clean sheet gone. I don't know why I bother. Football, Fantasy Premier League is great when you're doing well. And when you're not doing well, it's frustrating. Just pisses me off. I mean, De Bruyne was going absolutely nowhere. He's right on the edge of the box near the corner part, and he slides in and chops him down. There's no reason to do it, and by doing it, you give him a free kick. You give him a bloody penalty. You're a twat, mate. Absolute prat. I just can't believe these people get paid to play fucking football. Idiot. Absolute idiot. What's going through their head? There's no reason to slide tackle in the penalty box when he's nowhere near the goal. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, this ref's crap though. He's giving no fouls to Wolves. I'm raging about... Adam, you're right. Most of this anger is Fantasy Premier League related. But Wolves are playing shit as well. Are Aki and Stones a title-winning centre-back pairing? Also, have you seen on Twitter has put his house up for sale, so maybe no Sancho, bloody hope not, your view, says Buster Nut. What's that got to do? Why would Ed Woodward be putting his house up for sale have anything to do with Sancho? Probably buying a bigger house. Mark, good evening. Try the killing, says Tim Z35. How will I contact you for collab? Thanks so much, says Matt Hayes, Tottenham blog. You see, you're going to have to get creative there, mate. But you will be able to do it, I'm sure. And... what do you think about the ending of Inception, says Vigo? He's awake. Mark, when are you coming to Dublin? Pints on me. I won't pour vinegar over the undercover Garda car like your mate did before, says Rubbernicking Gang. I can't come at the moment because of COVID. As soon as it's over, I'll be there. Because Dublin's on more of a lockdown than we are now. Corner to City here. Have you seen The Alien? It's kind of like Mindhunter, except set in 19th century New York, says Mark Webster. No. I haven't. So I'm just taking... I'm looking at some of these suggestions while I'm watching the match as well. Is Luther the one with Idris Elba in it? Kieran says that Arsenal would have drawn or lost against West Ham last year, but they won. So that means, well, Arsenal's big test is on Monday night. We'll be doing a watch-along for it. Arsenal against Liverpool. Let's see how far they've come. Bodyguard and Broadchurch. Watched them both, Zaman. Very, very good. Very good. I liked Bodyguard. City are in a very strong position in this game, by the way, at the moment. Hence, we're talking about Netflix. Mark, thoughts on Edouard Mendy? Says DJ E Fox 96. And I've seen Band of Brothers. It's very good. True Detective, says Mazzy. I do like True Detective, but it changes every season, doesn't it? A bit like Fargo. Yeah, I've seen The Prestige. I want Wolves to win. My fantasy is depending on it, says Josh Randall. I've given up on Fantasy Premier League this week. Bloody nightmare. None of my defenders have got a clean sheet. What was De Bruyne's goal like, says Exana? Well, he basically stepped up and put a penalty away because Sace is a prat. I've seen The Stranger and Safe, Michael Lebram, and really enjoyed them both. Oh, that's rubbish. Neto. I've seen you as well, Roberto Bocchi. Mandalorian's coming out on October the 30th. Very good. I like it. Where am I in the United Stand Fantasy Premier League, Andrew? I'd probably about mid-table now. I had a very good week last week. Laporte isn't playing because he had COVID-19, yet Man United played Pogba when he had COVID at the same time as Laporte. says Yazir. Yeah, but he was fine to play. You can't knock Pogba. Would be good if United done an all or nothing series. Do you think they will? Says Matthew Larney. No, they won't want that sort of exposure if things are going wrong. I also don't think Man United would do it for money reasons as well. I think they'd want too much money to do it. There will be a club doing it this season though, because most seasons they do it, don't they? I don't know who it is. 28 points this week for me. Wildcard used for next week, says Mr. EC Football. Hear about Woodward selling his gaff, says Adam Creighton. No, I hadn't. Aryan wants me to watch Family Man on Prime. It's a Christmas film though, mate. Not going to waste it now. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we've got a target to go for tonight. Corner to Man City here. Comfortable in this game. Shouldn't be comfortably 1-0 up. It was stupid from Says to give a penalty away. Ed selling his house is linked because maybe he doesn't want the backlash as his home, like what happened before if Sancho doesn't sign. Mate, says Buster Nut, but he won't sell it that quick. 28 points this week. Yeah, we've done that one from Mr. EC. Corner comes in and it's headed away. So, we are on 230,700 subscribers. So we're 300 away from 231. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Mark, what has happened to I'm not going to answer that, Andrew C. I don't not getting involved in any of that. It's just I don't get involved in that sort of stuff. It's silly, and I don't talk about it because I think people who do talk about it, they just lie and stuff. So I'm not going to do it. It's irrelevant. They move on. It's up to them. Have you seen The Walking Dead? Says Savage. I haven't actually watched all of the Walking Dead series yet. I still need to finish The Walking Dead. Actually, you reminded me of that. Wolves have done very little in this game. I don't think they've even had a shot on goal. Quite disappointing, actually. It's all been Man City. Why don't Man City like match fitness, Mark? Says Antax. I know exactly what you're trying to talk about, but this isn't the United stand. I don't know what Man City's pre-season is. But what Man City did do, Antax, is buy 2 players right at the start of the transfer window. 2 players who've had a total pre-season. So you don't sell your house because there's a few people outside shouting, just release the hounds, Ed, and let them deal with it, says Nick P. Release the hounds, Smithers. Miss my super chat, mate. Do you think Alex Tellez will go to United, and do you feel the addition of Sancho will be enough for a top 4 finish, says Dexter Austin? Yeah, I do, yeah. I do. I think if United get Sancho, then it will be a top 4 finish. Next week's watch-along, says George Nichols. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the next week's fixtures. So, Brighton against United on Saturday lunchtime will be on the United stand as a watch-along. I would have liked to have done Crystal Palace at 3 against Everton at 3 o'clock, but I won't be doing that as a watch-along because I'll be too busy doing United stand stuff. I can't imagine I'd do West Brom against Chelsea, but you never know. I don't know. There's a few games on Sunday. Tottenham, Newcastle, Man City, Leicester, West Ham, Wolves. I'll probably do either Tottenham, Newcastle, or Man City, Leicester, to be honest. And then definitely Monday night, Liverpool against Arsenal. Liverpool against the Arsenal will happen. So subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Why is Traore playing as a right-back? It's shit for my fantasy Premier Leagues, says Michael E. You and me both, mate. You and me both. Got 66 fantasy Premier League points with Egan having -2. Unrelated, but surely you love the Peaky Blinders. Favourite song at the moment is Do I Want to Know? Says Dylan Taylor. And it's 2-0 to Man City. It's just too easy. Too easy for City. Sterling with the pass back. I mean, it's frustratingly crap from Wolves. I don't think there's... And we're just looking if there's going to be an offside here, but I don't think there was. Why is Traore playing at right back? A lot of people asking that. So City starting the season off well. Thoughts on Thiago debut? I thought he was class, says Gez. I thought he was very good, yeah. I think he's going to be... I think Traore... I mean, Thiago was always going to be a good player, isn't he? I will pay 60% up front for the house, 20% in 5 years and 20% if I successfully complete 10 years, says Mark Palfrey on the Ed Woodward house. After what happened against Palace, surely we have to get signings in before Brighton, or are we going to risk another 3 points to save money, says Jordan Search. Hey Mark, hope you're good. What did you think about Evra's video? And I'm gutted I took Son out my fantasy Premier League this week, says Adam. Oh yeah, you know, I've not had a very good week, Adam, but that's the sort of thing that would really, really, really bother you, wouldn't it? Bloody hell. So 2-0 here. I mean, City have been very good. There's no doubt about that. City have been very, very good, but Wolves have been poor, and Nuno doesn't look very happy. And he may need to change it and get Adama Traore up on that right hand side, because as a right wing back, it's silly, and I think Says has gone down injured here. Nothing really in that from Jesus, but I still don't look at that Man City side, and maybe I'm underestimating people like Foden and Jesus, but I just don't look at that Man City and you know, I don't look at that Man City side and think that's a Premier League winning side. I just don't. There's something about that City side. I just think it's a bit lackluster, and I know that sounds ridiculous because, you know, it's not about the quality of player, is it? It's about Mendy's going to get booked here for a foul on Traore, I think. I just don't... I look at City's back four of Mendy, Kyle Walker, Stones and Aki, and I know Laporte's going to come into it, but I just don't... I think they will still drop points this season. Rodri, fantastic centre defence midfielder. Fernandinho's great, or he's getting on a little bit. De Bruyne is fantastic. And when they get Aguero back, that'll help. Favourite pasta marks is Kendall M. Probably, I like pasta shells, actually. I like the way that they, you know, if it's with a nice bolognese, it collects the sauce. Pasta shapes do dictate. You know, if you have a bolognese with spaghetti, or you have a bolognese with a pasta shells, or you have it with macaroni, that you'll get a different thing. Lucas Sinfield says, Lineker's tweet, Foden scores again. Love it. He's always sexual, Gary, isn't he? Free kick anyway to Wolves. Headed away by Mendy. And... how do you think we will recover from the Palace game? Do you think we will sign players now because we really need a centre-back and a right winger? Also, I think James should play on the left because he plays good there, sadly, says Wadu. I don't think... I don't know. I'm worried about United against Brighton. I don't think we look very confident at the moment. Oh, we're definitely not prepared. Well worked goal by Man City, you know that. Simple passing. Well, they made it look simple. I can answer this one now. James Madison says, why did Liverpool buy Jota for 43 million when they could have bought Timo Werner for an extra 10 million? Timo could have played as a winger. Right, James, I can answer this one now because Liverpool fan told me this yesterday. Quite a few of them told me. So basically, Liverpool have paid 43 million pounds for Jota, but their first payment is only 6 million. They're going to pay the rest over the next few years. Because Werner's was a release clause, they have to pay the 50 million up front. There's no way, if you're RP Leipzig and you've got a 50 million pound release clause, you're going to let a team go, we'll give you 10 million now and then the rest of it over the next 3 years. So Liverpool clearly didn't have 50 million this summer. But what they've done is, thank you, what they've done is they've got players in with on instalments. So they will still pay it, but not this summer. City looking good, clear game plan, group of players that know what they're doing, says Ryan Robb. And no excuses for United, Mark. City had no pre-season too, says Monaghan. You're not listening, are you, mate? Just come up with your own bullshit. You're not listening to what I said. Peppermint tea, yes, Tony Garner. It's 4.5 million, says Elliot John, and the rest will be paid over the contract. Yeah, Wolves have been very bad. That's the big news tonight. Ed Woodward's put his house up for sale. Please stretch, says Dylan. Well, there's a corner for Wolves here. I was hoping it was going. It's the pink shorts. It's the pink shorts. It's been quite hot today. Oh, they've taken the corner short. Oh, he nearly scored. Jimenez up. There's nothing like a nice stretch. Stream's been quiet, says Josh. I mean, I must say, I don't normally like doing Man City watch-alongs. I find them quite a boring team to watch. Even though they're quite a good team, I do find them quite boring. But I did expect Wolves to give them a bit of a game, and Wolves have been terrible. Really terrible. They're not pink shorts really. Technically, they are salmon. Which brand is your t-shirt, if you don't mind me asking? They'll let you know in the live comments. I don't even City. I don't even need to tell you. Wolves look tired, says Dean Stallard. Oh, this is lovely play by City. And De Bruyne, Patricia makes a good save from De Bruyne one-on-one. Should have been 3-0 there. Should have been 3-0. Why are rivals starting an agenda against Havertz, says Rico. You know what? Look, I said this about Pepe last year. I don't know what it is. But I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm not an Arsenal fan. But I must admit, when people start calling people a flop after 2 games or 3 games or 5 games, it only means one thing. It just means you're just trying to banter people, because there's no logic to it. Like, there's no doubt that if Havertz had come to United, United fans would have been over the moon. If he'd gone to Liverpool, Liverpool fans would have been over the moon. There's a joy in a player that you wanted going to another club and failing. Of course there is. But you cannot call Havertz a flop yet. It's too early. And, you know, he must be given time to adjust to the league. Not everybody's Bruno Fernandes. Not everyone's going to come in and straight away be sensational. It doesn't happen that. But I think football has become more demanding over the last 10 years than it ever was. You know, you've got to be amazing every game, otherwise you shit, basically. Would you rather support Man City or Liverpool, says Ibrahim? It's a very good question for a Manchester United fan. If I was having a brain wipe and I had no affiliation to Manchester United at all, and I didn't know that I was betraying Manchester United, I would say Liverpool, because they're a proper football club. I don't like them, not by any means, but there are similarities between Manchester United and Liverpool in relation to passionate fan base, history, brand of football. Yeah, but... chief football writer for the BBC has said that just get the sense Man United and Edward are building up to spend way over the odds for somebody. Woodward will no doubt hold out in a grim refusal to be held to ransom before paying pretty much what has been demanded from the start. Well, we hope that's right, Phil. We hope that is right, Phil McNulty, but we will see. It's only opinion at the end of the day. So we're just about to hit half-time here. I think at half-time we're going to play either or. So you give me 2 players or 2 things, and I have to choose one. That's how it's going to work. Either or. We do it quite a lot on this channel. Arsenal or Spurs, says Tottenham guy. Spurs. I've always preferred Spurs to Arsenal. And it's nothing to do with Robbie and AFTV, it's nothing to do with Wenger. This goes back to George Graham days. I never liked Alan Smith or Tony Adams, Steve Bold, Winterburn and Dixon. Could not stand them. Arsenal, Perry Groves, they just had players when I was a young lad that I just didn't like. So I never liked Arsenal. They were boring as well. I liked Ian Wright, I liked Rocastle, but I didn't like the rest of them. So yeah, I always preferred Spurs, Gaza, Waddle, Lineker, and it goes back to when you're growing up, so it's nothing to do with modern day times. Zoham says, Mark, it's the problem of the new generation. They are restless and impatient. In getting restless and impatient, they lose sight of everything and start agendas against players and managers. I think you're right. Very, very good comment, that, Zoham. What do you reckon to True Geordie's opinion that United were fully done as a title challenging team as far back as 2013 and are for years to come? Says Skullthuggery. Well, he's not wrong, is he? I think most Man United fans felt that. I could tell you that as well. You know, we're quite realistic. Liverpool or Man City, says Jackson Games. You know what? I hate saying this. I absolutely hate saying this. And I don't think any Liverpool fan has ever said it about a United manager. And no United fan should ever say it about a Liverpool manager. But there is something endearing about Jurgen Klopp. You know, this should never be the case with a Liverpool manager, but he just comes across as a really likeable guy that you wish was in charge of your football club. And I never thought I would say that about a Liverpool manager. And I know a lot of United fans who've said this, who probably wouldn't want to say it publicly, and I get why. But to me, I don't see an issue with saying it because, again, it just reiterates how far we have fallen as a football club. That we look at Liverpool and go, you know what? They're getting it right. Their transfer activity, their players, their manager, the buzz around the club. You know, I remember Dalglish at Liverpool years ago, and Souness, and Houllier, and Benitez. I never liked them. Liverpool scum. Don't like them. Klopp. There's something just very likeable about Klopp. So I would say, you know, I know it wasn't Klopp or Pep, but read between the lines. Haddock or cod, says Ed Craig. I've never known the difference. If I go into the fish and chip shop and I say fish and chips, if they say to me haddock or cod, as long as it's not haddock or cock, which you could say that if you were drunk, haddock, cod, I don't care, fish and chips, you know. Hazard or Neymar, says Purpose. Neymar. Phil Jones or Mustafi, says Cybershark. James Rodriguez or Havertz, says Jake. Look, James Rodriguez is a player that I've liked for a very long time, so I can't move away from that, to be honest. What did Phil's tweet mean, says Vengaff? That just that in his opinion United will sign Sancho, but it's an opinion. I wouldn't go, you know, I think it's just an opinion. He's not heard anything. Jamal Lewis or Roberto Carlos, says Jamal Lewis. I think Jamal Lewis is a good player, but Roberto Carlos is probably one of the best I've seen at left back. Scholes or Keane? I would always go Keane. Different type of player. Scholes is the better footballer, but I think Roy Keane in your team means you win more than you lose. Mark, it was a bit surprising that Patrice said that he knows that the Glazers love the club and people in charge they trust are betraying them, especially Matt Judge. Your opinion, Mark, says Iron. But you know what? If that is true, then they should sack those people. You know? If it is people failing them, then sack those people. You know, I can't be sympathetic to that. Fish cakes or fish fingers? Ooh, I'll tell you what. If you've got the right bread, fish finger sandwich is elite. But so I'd say fish fingers. Rashford or Sancho? Sancho, Hanad. Rashford or Mbappe? Mbappe, easy. Mbappe or Neymar? Neymar. Blues or Villa? Says Lings. Villa. Best play, Son or Gnabry? Says Haribo. Son. Get a tattoo of a Liverpool crest on your back or a United crest on your forehead? Says Compilation Central. I see what you've done there. I see what you've done. I'm obviously going to say United, but then you've got Man United on your forehead for the whole life, whereas the Liverpool one, no one's ever really going to see it. Yeah, I'm not answering it though. Did you see Haaland and Sancho on Dortmund goals 2 and 3 on Saturday? Frustrating that Ollie wants both and can't have them, says Mobile Hem Norg. Well, we should have gotten both, yeah. Badashil or Upamecano, says Vigo. We won't get either. Upamecano's better, but Badashil's left-footed. Rooney or Ronaldo, says Subham. I mean, I've got to be honest, it's Ronaldo. I get why I should say Rooney. I totally do, but it's Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. I think he was. I'm just so happy. I saw Ronaldo, and I'm so happy that he played in a Man United shirt. I just wish it had been for longer. Arteta or Lampard, says TC7. I'd say Lampard at the moment, but big year for Arteta. You know, I think Arteta's doing a good job in difficult circumstances, by the way. But I keep saying this about Arteta, and I don't think Arsenal fans want to listen. He's got to change his style of football. At the moment, he's getting results by playing 5 at the back, hitting on the break. Arsenal are not a team that hits on the break. At some point, he's got to start playing the way he wants to play, the way he was taught, you know, the way he developed at City. I don't think we've seen the real Arteta yet. I don't think we've seen the real style of play of Arteta yet. So I don't think you can judge that. I think Lampard at Derby and Chelsea has been it's very obvious to see the style of football that Lampard wants to play. He just needs to sort his defence out. Whereas I think Arteta has sorted his defensive side out, and we need to see we need to see the real Arteta. There's no way he wants to play counter-attacking football. Mark, Pizza Hut or fancy Stonebait wood-fired one, says Nick P. No, I'd go Pizza Hut. I'm not in for that. Can you shout out my girlfriend Chloe, please? She's a big Liverpool fan, but loves you as much as I do, says Elliot Lawless. Shout out to Chloe. I can't say anything more than that. I was going to say something about Liverpool, but I think I've said too much. No. Know when you die or know how you die, says Ryan. I love that. We're doing a football watch along, and we're playing either or at half time, and somebody says know how you die or know when you die or know how you die. Ryan, you've really pulled the move down. Pepe or Dan James, says Timo Smits. Pepe. I think I've always said that. Star Wars or Star Trek? Get out, Cliff. Get out. Bloody Star Trek. Get stuff. I've never liked Star Trek. I can't stand Star Trek. I love Star Wars. I can't stand Star Trek. Woodward or Matt Judge on transfers? Neither, Gareth Perry. And VDS or DDG? Van der Sar or David De Gea? Mojo. I still think De Gea. I think people, you know, it goes back to what Soham said about the modern restless fan who just needs instant results and forgets the long game. De Gea was fantastic for years at this club. Pepe or Bergwijn? Hard to say, Byron. Hard to say. Kevin De Bruyne or Scholes in their prime, says Brandon Harris. Well, obviously I'm going to say Scholes. Neymar or Messi, says Anish. Come on. Come on. There's nothing there. Ant or Deck. Aren't they the same thing, Jamo? James Rodriguez or Bruno Fernandes, says Jake. Bruno. Definitely. And De Gea or Schmeichel, says David Spears. Schmeichel, defo. Van Nistelrooy or Van Persie, says Jack Cunliffe. Van Nistelrooy, sorry. Bloody hell. And Pepe or Kulevski, says God Henke. I don't know anything about the other one. De Gea or or Schmeichel, which we've just done. Mojo, Schmeichel. Sancho or Rashford. I can't believe people even ask that. I like this one from Humza. Snickers or Mars. I'd probably go with the nuts. Mane or Salah's a good one. I was talking about this yesterday. I would say I like Salah in a non-Liverpool way. I like Salah, so I would say Salah. But Mane, most Liverpool fans would say Mane, I think. Maguire or Lindelof, says Robbo FM. It's got to be Maguire, isn't it? It's got to be Maguire. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 231,000, which is the road to 250,000. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. I think we're 200 away from 231. Son or Martial, says Oliver Curran. Different players. I wouldn't choose because they're different players. But if I had to choose, I'd choose Martial. Five Guys or Nando's? Five Guys, Elvin. I like a bit of meat, which actually is Nando's. I never think of chicken as meat, but it is. When I think of meat, I think about steak. I think about a burger. I don't think about chicken. Yoda or Palpatine says, "Shine on, you crazy diamonds." Yoda. You're sick, Yoda. Wise one. Calvert-Lewin or Greenwood? No. Greenwood. Di Maria or Tevez? Says Oliver92. I think Tevez in his prime is better than Di Maria. I mean, Di Maria... so much of my feelings toward Di Maria are based on the fact that I can't stand him. But he's a good footballer, Di Maria. Son or Bale? Bale. At his best. Be interesting to see what Bale offers the Premier League, actually. I think he's wasted the last couple of years in all this messing around at Madrid. So, yeah. I tell you what, I really do. I can only applaud you. I really, the United stand, Man United fan, started it from nothing. Very proud of it. Love the United stand. It can be a bit full on. It can be very fast paced and it can be relentless. And I love it. But I absolutely love this. I love that's football. I love just being able to watch a game, have a conversation, not have to be worrying about, the latest bloody tweets or anything like that. So it's a big pat on the back for all of you. Because to me, this is a bit of, it's not therapy. That's going for Goldbridge. Watch that. It's not therapy, but it's just relaxing. It's nice. Because I watch all these games and I never used to really, if I'm at home, I'd just watch it on my own and be on my phone and stuff. And now I get to watch a match that I was going to watch and interact with people and play either or at half time. So big shout out to you, everybody. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and appreciate it. Mark, do a Boris impression, says Kendall M. I can't do Boris. I've never even tried to do Boris. And not as a fan, but a friend. Just want to say thank you to you. I know it's your job, but thank you. You honestly help me stay stable when I'm low, says Harry Tomlinson. And hello, Mark. How are you? I think Pep playing Fernandinho in his natural position is the difference, says Centurion 100 points. And it's a very good point. I mean, Fernandinho spent most of last season playing as a centre-back, didn't he? Fish and chips or chicken tikka masala? Ooh, Tushar. I would say I'm always mood specific on food. Like one Saturday night, I'll really want an Indian. The next one, I want a Chinese more than an Indian. And occasionally I'll want a pizza or a steak and chips or whatever. But if I'm thinking about, if you're offering me up fish and chips or an Indian tikka masala every night of the week, I think 5 nights of the week I'd go with the curry. And 2 nights I'd go fish and chips. So the winner is chicken tikka masala. And I like that. If you want to offer up food things or chocolate bars or TV series or anything like that, that's good. Amongst the weird keepers we had Bartes or Lindegaard or Valdez or Bosnich or Kuzcek or Roy Cowell or Ben Foster or Tim Howard, or neither is a very acceptable option. Bartes over Lindegaard, Valdez over Bosnich, Roy Carroll over Kuzcek, and Tim Howard over Foster for what they did in a United shirt, Mojo. And I love this channel so much. Don't have anyone at home to watch this with, so this is a really cool outlet for me. Also, apologies for the mood kill questions, says Ryan. No, there's nothing wrong with it, Ryan. I was just trying to think, would I rather know when I was going to die or how I was going to die? I think I would lean towards when. Neither answer's going to be good. What if it was like tomorrow by Piranha? I don't know how that would work, but, BT Sports or Sky Sports? Sino. Can I be absolutely honest? I don't watch much of them at all. I don't. And I don't... People say, oh, that's because you do so much on the United stand. It isn't. I get... I don't watch Sky Sports for my news because it's so slow. And they're not very good this summer. Last summer I thought they were quite good. But I think you get... If you know where to look, you can get your news quicker than Sky Sports News. So unless you want to watch an interview or, you're doing something, I just don't watch it. I used to have it, like I've got my telly there. When I was working in the day, I used to have Sky Sports News on. I'd be watching the ticker. There's better ways of getting the information. So I don't really watch them unless it's for games. And then I don't have the audio on anyway. So for me, there's no difference between BT and Sky. So that's more for you lot. French rosé or something else, says Trice. I don't know what the other thing is. So I'll go with that. Dead Poets Society or Schindler's List, says Soham. Schindler's List is a very depressing film, but it's very good. Dead Poets Society, I don't think I've ever watched it. Is that the one with the Robin Williams? Good morning, Vietnam! Although that's a different film. Mark, you did the Myers-Briggs test. It was awesome. Thank you so much for taking the suggestions. Honoured, says Daniel Luciano. Second half's about to kick off anyway. Thanks for all the either-ors. Always enjoy that. And can Wolves come out in the second half and do anything? Because that was poor. First half. Man City halfway to getting the points here. We're up and running for the second half. Minnie wants me to play Fall Guys tomorrow. I'll see. I'll see. So, Adama Traore is still playing at right wing back. Teller's going to be a fantasy steal, says Alfred. Well, he's got to be on the pitch, Alfred, first. It's always difficult to put Man City players in your fantasy Premier League team because he changes the team so much. Whereas if you're Liverpool, you can put Mane, Salah, Firmino in. You know they're always going to play. Here's Foden. De Bruyne. Smalling over Lindelof or another centre-back, is Sol Campling. I'd love to play Smalling at the moment, but he's not going to get paid. Isn't it incredible? Zlatan scored twice for Milan, 39 years old and still so good, says Dirk Coit. Well, it's not really... Well, it is very good, but he is very, very fit, isn't he? Mendy's a big lad. Adama Traore's just bounced him into the advertising boards. Wolves here. We're back. We're back. Here's De Bruyne. Patricio's got hold of that. But it's Man City again. All over. Do you go gym, Mark? And how much do you lift? Says Kendall. No. Do I look like I do? And... Small done that one. Vanilla Ice or Snow. They're both brilliant. Ken de Keller. Informer. You know, so those go slay. And it boom boom down. That was Snow. And then Vanilla Ice. Ice. Ice Baby. Bum 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 bum. Probably the two best rappers of the last 50 years. And Traore's like Rashford when he's on form, just so fun to watch, pure explosiveness. Daniel Luciano, you're right, but he's played at right wing back tonight. It's difficult to get the best out of a player when he's playing at right wing back. And he's a right winger. He needs to be much further up the pitch. I don't know what Nuno's done with his team. I mean, to be honest with you, Doherty's gone. They need a right wing back, so he's having to play people out of position, isn't he? Would you punch a shark on the nose if it would lead to Woodward stepping down to Schrader Gray? So what? You're asking me to get in the water with my biggest fear and try and punch it in the nose? How am I going to punch it in the nose in the water? Everyone knows that your punch is slow in the water. It's going to open its mouth and bite my bloody arm off. Here is Adama Traore. Skips past 2. Little cross. Ederson's got it. They need to get Adama Traore further up the pitch. They bought Semedo. Says funny things one. Have they bought him yet? They've signed Semedo. Hi Mark, did you hear Woodward put his house up for sale? Do you think he's trying to raise the funds for Sancho? Says Nasty Pasty. Maybe. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Let me just get rid of Vidyar, idiot. I don't know why you do the take the time to type it, mate. It just exposes you an idiot. And Greenwood or Foden? Greenwood, sorry. And Liverpool finally won the league after 30 years, so I'm very happy, says Gamer John. Have you only just found out? When is the next signing coming, Mark? Says Wrestle India. I don't know. I would hope this week, and I would say it'd probably be Tellez. Mark Robbins, the fisherman. Legend. He's a Man United legend, Mark Robbins. I always liked Mark Robbins. He never really kicked on and established himself, but I'll tell you what, he's nearly 1-on-1 then. City looking for a third here. Mark, are you mates with Expressions? You two are my favourites, says Kendall M. I haven't spoken to him in ages. Last time I spoke was when we played that FIFA tournament, which we've got the final coming up for soon, actually. Thiago or Pogba, Mark, says Jack Ritchie. Well, Elliot, I know you keep telling me it, but I've missed it. It's gone. I can't. There's nothing I can do about it. You keep repeating the thing. I can acknowledge it, but there's not a lot I can do. Jesus and Rui Patricio makes a save. How many saves does a goalkeeper need to make to get a bonus point on Fantasy Premier League? Because I think Rui Patricio's made 3. He might get another point here. Nike or Adidas, says Collie. Adidas, I think. Even you know, I always preferred Adidas. Some people are saying it's 3 saves. I think it's probably more than 3. Watchalong will be on the United stand tomorrow, yeah. United beating Liverpool or United beating Leeds, says Schrader Gray. Liverpool. 100% Liverpool. Birmingham or Nottingham? This is going to surprise a lot of people, but I'm going to say Birmingham. I don't have any affiliation to Nottingham. I left there when I was 17, 18. I didn't actually live in Nottingham. I lived about 20 minutes drive out of it. I don't actually like Nottingham much as a city. I don't. And you know, the times I've been back there, I just don't. I like a lot of people from there, and I had a good childhood growing up there, but I don't Nottingham as a city, I didn't really spend that much time there, you know, because I'm, you know, left there in your formative years, and as a child going into Nottingham was quite you know, it wasn't that common. Here's Adama Traore. Good cross. Oh, I thought he'd scored. What a goal that would have been. Would have been an assist, but for Adama Traore as well. Prudence. Lovely play by Adama Traore. This is why he needs to be playing higher up the pitch. Occupies 2 players. Puts the lovely cross into Prudence. Hits it really well and it's nearly in the top corner. Would have been a fantastic goal. Favourite place for a night out, says Kendall. I tell you what, just a nice pub. A nice pub with a nice atmosphere and good friends and a drink and good conversation. Do you like Peaky Blinders, says Dylan Taylor. Yes, I do. Favourite pair of shoes, says Owen Preston. Probably my Timberlands. There's no Lukaku joke. That's his favourite pair of football boots. But no, I like them. I got them for Christmas about... I don't know, was it last Christmas? No, it was Christmas before. They've lasted me ages and I love them. I just love them. But don't wear them in the summer. Your feet will get very hot. When is the next cooking video coming, says Shrey the Grey? Probably after the transfer window now. I keep meaning to do it, but the transfer window is so bloody relentless. And I really enjoy doing the cooking videos, but I like to, you know, get the lighting right, enjoy what I'm doing, and, you know, I don't like doing it thinking, oh God, Fabrizio's tweeted about a left back. Beer or wine? Seasonal, Alvin. Any team in the lower divisions you would enjoy seeing again in the Premier League, says Daniel Luciano. There's a good run here by Neto. Cuts it back. Left it. Absolutely shit shot. Who's it that? Vinagre was it? Rubbish. Corner. Well, Wolves are doing a little bit better now. Since it's the end of an era, what's your favourite PS4 exclusives? Says Afik. I don't know. Margot Robbie or Scarlett Johansson, says Tim Z35. I quite like them both as actresses. Oh God, I've got a real tickly throat. The chart show will be back this week. Ryan Curley, yeah. Cross comes in. Cleared away. Wolves doing a little bit better over the last few minutes. I think Torres is going to come on here for Man City. Another newbie to the Premier League. Got linked to a few clubs, but City were decisive is the word, yeah. Tommy Shelby or Alfie Solomons, beer or whiskey, Batman or the Joker, says Dylan Taylor. Tommy, would you ever watch with Ed Woodward sat next to you, says Salah Ahmed. I'd love to. I'd love to explain to him what's going on and why we need to buy players. And why football isn't just a vehicle for him to make money. It actually matters to people. Scones, cream or jam first, says Cliff. Cream first. Is Jimenez playing? Yes. He is. Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix, says Sadid. I think if we are comparing them as the Joker, I've said this before, it's very difficult to compare them because I think although they're playing the same character, they both play them in very different ways. I found the Joker very difficult to watch. I don't know that it's a film you could watch again. Prudence is through here one-on-one. I don't know that he's onside. He's put it onto the bar anyway. He's missed 2 chances there. He was onside as well, bloody hell. Got to score here. Got to score. too high. Yeah, I loved the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix in. It was a hard watch, but I think it was a journey into mental health that needed to be told. I'd be interested to see the evolution of the Joker into the real Joker. I'm not sure it could work with a Batman. But I don't know whether they're going to do a Joker 2. I don't know. Here's Adama Traore down the right-hand side. Oh, come on! Bloody hell! He should have 2 bloody assists, Adama Traore. He just put it on a plate for Jimenez. Taking the piss, mate. Fancy Premier League. That's why I'm getting it. It's so easy. I would have scored that. It's brilliant from Adama Traore. It's a tap-in for Jimenez, and he puts it wide. Wish we had tried to get Traore instead of Dan James. His pace and strength blows my mind. Would have given us something amazing from the bench. Says Danielle Ansari. Well, Wolves should have scored a goal. Middle had Jimenez. The more I hear on Sancho, the less confident I'm becoming, unfortunately. Who do you think will be the second choice, or are you still 90% club, says BC007. Oh, lovely ball in. Prudence. He's in. Oh, Kyle Walker's covered it well. Mate, the alternative to Sancho will be somebody shit. Get ready for... I mean, they're not shit, but get ready for Ishmael Sarr, David Brooks. Something absolutely crap compared to Jadon Sancho. What centre-back signing could Man U make that could be equivalent to Bruno Fernandes' impact, says Sam Wells. Upamecano, I suppose. Half an hour to go. It'd be nice if Wolves scored one of these chances. Patricio! No, it's Jesus. It's De Bruyne. He's on the edge of the box. De Bruyne. He cuts it back. Shoots. Kyle Walker cleared. X-Files or Men in Black, says Mojo. I like neither, but I would say X-Files. And another cross and it's cleared. Dowit says Robbie or True Geordie. I would never choose, and I don't need to choose. And I don't, that's the great thing about either or, is that sometimes you don't have to choose. I wouldn't choose between Brian and Robbie. No, I refuse to do it. I know what Loz would choose, but I'm not going to choose. I still think this game is on until City scored the third. Wolves have been so much better second half. But I don't like Adama Traore playing as a right wing back. Favourite Shelby, says James Bricknell. Tommy. Tea or coffee, says Will Allen. Depends what the time is. If it's in the morning, it's got to be a coffee. If it's in the afternoon, it's got to be a cup of tea. 25 minutes to go. 2-0. Ireland or England, says Oscar Thomas. Oh, you can't ask me that. You can't ask me that. It's too hard for me to answer. I loved living in Ireland, but obviously I'm English, so nice little ball into Neto, up against Aki. Finds good defending there by Mendy. Now it's Sterling. Thanks for the contribution, Callum Durkin. Goal kick to City. Liverpool's football dominance has put English football back on the map again. Do you think they will be lifting the Champions League trophy along with the Premier League title, says Venkat? I don't know. I think it's always very difficult. I mean, look, are Liverpool good enough to win the Champions League? Yeah, they'll be one of the favourites. Are they good enough to win the Premier League? They were my favourites to win it. So, but there's so many ifs and buts and maybes, isn't there? You know, you could get PSG in the quarterfinals and get knocked out. You could get a couple of injuries. You know, you could get a little bit unlucky here and there. Godfather or taxi driver, says David Northall. Definitely the Godfather. And favourite pizza and favourite Chinese meal, says Jordan Such. That's 2 questions, and it's not an either or. Pizza for me would probably be... I like a lot of... I don't actually have a favourite pizza because I like a lot of pizzas. Favourite Chinese meal, well, I've had it for years. It's beef chow mein, egg fried rice, and sweet and sour chicken. And I'll just have a bit of all 3. I wouldn't eat the whole lot of all 3. And prawn crackers. If I have a Chinese, basically, it's a mountain. It's the most greedy dinner I've ever eaten. When I have a Chinese, it's just a mound. It's massive. That's what she said. Where in Ireland did you live? I'm from Kildare, says Jamie Kelly. I lived in Malahide, just outside North Dublin. I'm not actually Italian. I mean, that's John Donnelly says you are Italian, pizza boy. That's got to be some sort... I mean, it's not racist, is it? But it's got to be some sort of verging on derogatory. It's like saying, and I'm not going to say it, but it'd be like saying you're from India and then saying their dish boy. That would be racist. So I think in a way, you know, it's Italianist. It's rude. Will Wan-Bissaka play against Brighton, says Lucas. I think he'll play against Luton. United have got a game tomorrow night. Remember, we'll be doing a watch-along on the United stand for that. Only Fools and Horses or Friends, says Mojo. Easy. Only Fools and Horses. I do like Friends, but... I like pineapple on my pizza, yes. I know it's controversial, but I do. Here's Sterling into the box. Puts 2 on his arse. Stands up. Lays it off. Foden. Tackle. And it's interesting here on Twitter, Drawty's saying that surely the clock is ticking on Ed Woodward. Shivers down the spine to the way he handled Rio's exit. Seems everyone is now going in on the way he runs the club. Wolves have been a lot better second half. Yeah, I think the lack of a pre-season has probably hit City, and I think the game plan of Pep, well, you say the game plan, penalty was avoidable. The second goal was very good. But Wolves will be kicking themselves because they should be level second half. They've had some really good chances. They should at least be 2-1 up with 20 minutes to go. And I do think that the lack of a pre-season for City or being a game behind is probably why they've dropped off in the second half. They've not been like they were in the first half, have they? Mark, had Tierney in my team. He didn't play. First player on the bench is Traore, and second was Zaha, who scored 14 points. Makes my heart burn. Yeah, I took Zaha out of my team to put James Rodriguez in. So it didn't work out that bad actually, but yeah, it is annoying when that happens, when you get points on your bench and you can't get them in your team. How many points have I got Fantasy Premier League? I will tell you now. I will tell you now. Tell you what. Tell you what. It's not very good. It's not very good. I've got 50. I've got 2 points for Patricio because he's made 4 saves. And I'll have 2. I've got 52 points, which is shit. Really shit. I've had a bad week. There's not. Where is the FIFA 21 demo, Sam? Where is the FIFA 21 demo? It's out in like... Is it out on October the 6th? So just about 2 weeks away? 2 weeks tomorrow, isn't it? Average is 48 points, so... There's Wolves on the attack here. Ref's playing on. Get it wide to Adama. Here he comes. Makes things happen, Adama. What's he going to do? Up against Mendy and Sterling. Whips the cross in again. He puts a good cross in every time, Adama Traore. Tell you what, if you weren't going for Sancho, Adama Traore would be a good player to go for. But there's no way Wolves would do that deal. $20 minutes to go. If anything's going to change, we need it to happen. Here he comes. Blocked. Sorry, I just realised I've gone a bit quiet there. 15 to go. Give me a quick rundown of how the game has been, says Conliffe. Have Wolves put up any fight against City? I'm a member of the United stand. I can tell you the rundown of the game, Conliffe. Man City started the game very fast in the first half. A needless penalty was given away to make it 1-0. De Bruyne winning the penalty and also dispatching the penalty. A very good goal from Manchester City made it 2-0. And in the second half, Man City have looked very tired and Wolves have had numerous chances to get back in the game. 2 really good chances they should have scored from. 1 from Jimenez and 1 from Prudence. A couple of other half chances, but they should be level, really. They've been the better team second half, and City have looked like a team that's playing its first game. They look very tired second half, but Wolves just haven't managed to take their chances. Sam Bork says there will be no demo. I thought the demo might come out this week. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, we are 100 subscribers away from 231,000. So if you've not subscribed, please do. Bottom right hand corner to do that. Patricio's got the ball back. Still time for Wolves. Come on, Wolves. You've still got time. You can still score a soccer goal and make it an exciting end to game. Come on, Wolves. Make it an interesting end to the game. Need a stretch. I'm disappointed they haven't got Adama Traore higher up the pitch, but I'll have a look at the next few fixtures for both teams in a minute, because I think that's always an interesting thing to do in the last 20 minutes. Oh, who have they got next? They could do with a win there. Oh, they'll win that game. Remember when Man City always used to be playing Wigan at home? Every time I checked their fixtures, it always was like they were playing Wigan at home. So, double substitution here for Wolves. I presume they're going to bring on their new striker. 28 for number 38. No, Dendonka's coming on for Matinho, who is 32. Dendonka is coming on for 28, Matinho. And then 7 for 17, which is going to be Neto for Silva, who is their new signing, I think, isn't he? Who is Fabio Silva, but they've got down as Soares Silva on BBC. So well done, BBC, for being technically correct. Corner anyway, Wolves. Cross comes in from Prudence, headed away, and here's Adama. Oh, Prudence. Megs on De Bruyne. Cross comes in. Lovely goal! Lovely goal! Absolutely lovely goal. That is magnificent. Well done. Oh, that was magnificent. Fantastic play by Podence. Sorry, I keep calling him Prudence. Podence. I want to see this back again. Little ball by Traore. I'm sure he megs him. Yes, through the legs. Oh, you love to see it. And it's 2-1. I told you, they deserve something out of this game. Will they get it? Second half has been really good from Wolves. And City have really tired in the second half. Which is exactly... Well, look, unfortunately, United didn't start the game well against... hashtag are through to the next round, says Tim Boss, 239. That's good. And... Jimenez gets the goal. Good header as well. 10 minutes to go. How do you put score graphics on the screen? Says Mr. EC Football. Just a text file. Lovely, lovely goal that was by Wolves. They should be level. I mean, they've scored the goal there and they've missed what? I can think of 2 sitters they've missed. De Bruyne looks absolutely knackered, you're right. Well, Liverpool fans will be really hoping that there's no... that Wolves can get back into this, because City are going to have to get going. Podence is so good, says ACB. Where did they get him from? Has he been at the club a while? I've never, you know, I sometimes wonder about my own football knowledge, because I do watch a lot of football, but then there's certain players that I just don't really know loads about. He's been at Wolves since... No, he came in the summer then, didn't he? When did they get him? He came in January. From Olympiacos. He's got a touch of Hazard about him, hasn't he? Mark, do we going for Goldbridge about the time you got cheated on, says Kendall M. I've never been cheated on. What are you talking about? And #1 says Riley Wardy. Yes, well done to them. Up the tags, says Even Bogdan. So 10 minutes to go. The way the game has been going, you would fancy Man City to concede another chance. Mark, your thoughts on City game today, considering they haven't they have the same preparation as United, says Ajmal. I think very similar. Look, City have got a better side than Manchester United, so they're going to be a better side than Manchester United. So I think comparing Manchester United to Man City in the sense, wow, City were 2-0 up at half-time. They're a better team than Manchester United, that's a fact. But I think what we have seen is a very similar... issue around the fitness. City, if City drop points here, it's going to be the same as what happened with United. It's this lack of match sharpness and fitness. They've been a different team second half. It's different, isn't it? And they'll just be hoping they can get over the line, because from 2-0 up at half time, you know exactly what Pep's going to say if it doesn't go their way. Can't even watch the game, says Jake. Neto is quality, says BFL. City look shaky, says John Donnelly. It'll be interesting to see how Torres does, actually. Right, come on, Wolves. Get a chance. Create a chance. Don't run at Kyle Walker there. Goal kick City. Wolves have got another goal brewing, says Escargot. I don't know, 5 minutes to go plus stoppage. You would think there's going to be a chance for Wolves. They've created chances quite consistently through this second half, so you would think there's going to be a chance for them. But you never know. It's a foul by Rodri. Just giving up free kicks now. Everyone's after Matt Judge now on Twitter, not Ed anymore. It's like one of those medieval witch hunts. He's to blame. Burn the witch, says Nick P. Hashtag United through to the next round of the FA Cup, says I want to know Jermaine Defoe. Yeah, well done to them. And should United play with inverted fullbacks too, says Animush Ranjan. Who plays with inverted fullbacks? I don't know what club you're talking about that plays with inverted fullbacks. I can't think of a club that plays with inverted fullbacks. City don't, Liverpool don't, Chelsea don't, Arsenal don't, Spurs don't, Wolves don't, Leicester don't. I don't know. I can't think of a team that plays with inverted fullbacks. Do you know what inverted fullbacks means? It would mean Trent Alexander-Arnold being at left back and Robertson being at right back. To be honest, I don't want Dan James to be sold to Leeds. I'd much rather loan him just in case, says Waddy. Well, if Bielsa thinks he can get something out of him, it's... I mean, Dan James does lack football intelligence. But, you know, Leeds this season probably think they're going to be hitting teams on the break a lot, so... Adama's overdone that there. Play on. Well done. Good tackle. That's a foul on De Bruyne. City play inverted fullbacks? No, they do not. Do you know what an inverted fullback is? It means that you're playing with a left footer at right back and a right footer at left back. I think you're describing something completely different. An inverted winger is somebody like Juan Mata playing off the right because he's left-footed, or Marcus Rashford playing off the left wing because he's right-footed. So an inverted winger, if you're saying to me inverted fullbacks, I'm going to think you mean like an inverted winger. If you're talking about fullbacks tucking in, you're talking about something else. City plays with inverted fullbacks. It's when the fullbacks tuck into midfield, says Lesard. No, that's not. Well, if that's what you mean by that, that's not what some people are going to take it as meaning, because inverted wingers are basically people playing on the wrong side of the pitch. So inverted fullbacks, a lot of people are going to think you mean that, not people who play in the middle of the pitch. It's amazing how many people hate Ollie, but why, says Ash. Mate, I think it's an agenda. It's sad to see, but, you know, divided fan base. No, James, I'm not wrong, because you can't call something inverted fullbacks and then change the way it is for inverted wingers. You know, you've got to have consistency. You need to find a different way of doing things. Do you think with Ed Woodward putting his house up for sale means no more incoming transfers at United this summer due to backlash? No. It's amazing. Yeah, I've done that one as well. I think City are going to hold on here. Here's Kyle Walker on the break. Mark, I could recommend looking at a bloke on Twitter called Sergio Amaro. He's retired and worked with United during the 90s and zeros around transfers. Says nasty past. I think he's a fake, mate. I don't trust these people. You know, these people who pop up in transfer windows saying that... Well, I'm not going to say pretending, but saying these things. Do you think... I've read that one. Hi, Mark. Always good to see you live. You make work better every day, says Bryce Jones. Oh, thanks for that, Bryce. Thanks very much, mate. Please subscribe if you're new, by the way. Only 4 minutes added on here. We've had one of them already, so I think City are going to get the 3 points. And they'll be very, very happy to get them. Pep's very agitated on the sideline because he knows. He knows that second half, Wolves probably should have got something out of this game. Let's have a look if we've hit 2-3-1. Mark, Mallorca or Mykonos, Greece as your next travel donation, says Tushar. I'm not going to Mykonos. I don't want to end up in... Ow! I've done it again! That's Harry Maguire doing that under the table. Yeah, Wolves just haven't been able to create that chance since they've got the 1 goal back. And they'll be kicking themselves because they've had so many chances. What a tackle by Adama Traore, but it's throw into Wolves. Sorry, to City. They've had so many chances this half, Wolves, and then they get the 1 goal back, but they've left themselves with not enough time. Peppa Pig watch-along. That would be fun, Jack. FIFA 20 demo is out tomorrow, apparently, from FFGG. Good save, Patricio. Should get another... save for that. Man of the match. Oh, I tell you what, man of the match is hard to give because I think you've got to go with a City player in the first half, but in the second half, I'd probably go with a Wolves player. Good save by Patricio, that is. I think Patricio's made some good saves, to be honest. Apparently there is no demo tomorrow. We're into... demo isn't coming out tomorrow. He said on Twitter that there's no demo. And best holiday been on Marky, says Kendall. Ooh, well, probably went to a lovely hotel in Mallorca about 3 years ago. It was really nice. Oh, they've got a goal there, City, at the end. Jesus got lucky. Bastard. I'm saying that from a fantasy Premier League point of view. I've got nothing against Jesus. It's just it takes a point off Patricio for me. But, yeah, 3-1 to City at the end. Got a little bit lucky. The game's basically over. Wolves were not going to get up the other end. But, again, poor defending by Wolves. He's got so many players around him. And he finds a way to wiggle through. And then he shoots through the legs and it deflects past Patricio. So, 3-1 to City. They'll be very, very happy with that win. Very happy indeed. Some are saying Jesus was lucky there. Well, you know, he's hit it through the legs of the player, and it's caught him. You know, don't buy a ticket, don't win the lottery, really. So Razu says it's a new Premier League record, but I don't know what for. Goals scored. Carson says match reaction. Match reaction to Man City Wolves. God, are you thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video and make sure you subscribe if you're new. We'll be back with some more content on this channel for you through the week. A bit of FIFA and stuff like that. Wanted to send that for the last 2 hours of watching. Also, do you feel that if Frank does not succeed expectation, Abramovich will not hesitate to sack, says FFGG. I don't know. I don't know whether Abramovich really likes Lampard, doesn't he? So I don't know whether he'll sack him, but if Lampard starts losing games, he'll be under a lot of pressure. Speak to you all soon. Thanks for watching. United Stand video is on United Stand